Hello, my name is Veronica, and this is my Girl Scout Gold Award on We Are Responsible. As the Lorax once said, unless someone like you cares a whole awful lot, nothing is going to get better. It's not. Let's all join the green side to raise our voice and not the sea level, and to remember that there is no planet B. We need to conserve our natural resources. Water and electricity are two of the ones that we can stop wasting. Humans can only live 3 days without water. According to water.org, about 844 million people live without access to safe water. There are some women in different countries that spend up to 6 hours every day just collecting water. They also state that every 90 seconds a child dies from a water-related disease and 1 million people are killed by water, sanitation, and hygiene-related diseases each year. In fact, Cape Town, South Africa will be running out of water very soon. They are planning to shut off their taps to about 4 million people, but it is just one of the many cities that are all around the world facing a future with too little water. Organizations such as water.org, as mentioned above, and is ran by Matt Damon, help to bring fresh drinking water to people who do not have any. We in the United States are lucky to have an abundant source of fresh drinking water, but if we do not preserve it, we too can run out. I found a website called Water Use It Wisely that lists over 100 ways to conserve water in a multitude of ways and places, and some of them being, there are a number of ways to save water and they will all start with you. That's the first thing, that's the most important. When washing dishes by hand, don't let the water run. Fill one basin with wash water and the other with rinse water. You can also, if your dishwasher is new, cut back on rinsing. Newer models clean more thoroughly than older ones. When doing laundry, match the water level to the size of the load. Washing dark clothes in cold water saves water and energy and helps your clothes retain their color. Plug the sink instead of running the water to rinse your razor and save up to 300 gallons a month. Turn off the water while washing your hair and save up to 150 gallons a month. When washing your hands, turn the water off while you lather. Avoid recreational water toys that require a constant flow of water. Reuse towels at home or when staying in a hotel. You can also leave your lawn clippings on your grass. This helps cool the ground as well as hold in moisture so you don't have to water it as much. And it's also called mulching and it's really good for your grass. Water your summer lawns once every 3 days and water winter lawns once every 5 days. Instead of building a private pool, just go to a community pool. Don't overfill, or if you do have a pool, don't overfill it. Lower the water levels will reduce water loss due to splashing. Also, you should wash your pets outdoors in an area of your lawn that actually needs water. And if you have a fish tank, when cleaning it out, give the nutrient-rich water to your non-edible plants. There are so many ways that you can conserve water. If you want to know more, try researching it on the internet. There are definitely more than you can just sit of thinking right where you are right now. You can also build flower beds and design them so that the water runs down, as in you would water one area and then the water would run down and let everything else. Fashion industries and other industries such as medical can incorporate water conservation ways. You can water your car and try and only fill a bucket and use the water. That's what a lot of people in California do because you're not really supposed to wash your cars. You can also catch rainwater in buckets or jugs or any other container, and then you can use the water you collect for your garden. The San Francisco Premium Outlet Mall actually runs on 30% less potable water than standard buildings. They also state that they are purchasing 100% of their energy from renewable energy sources, such as wind and solar, for the first 2 years of being open. The West Valley Mall, which is my local mall, also has automatic appliances in the bathrooms, which helps conserve water as well as energy because it automatically flushes or uses a certain amount. It does not go off when you're not using it, etc. Also, while I was looking for stuff for my previously mentioned environmentally friendly dress for our product design fashion show, back near the Remnants in Joann's, there's this 100% recycled thread that's for all sewing that I found, and it says on the back that 10 spools of thread that they made, they are able to make using just one water bottle, which is equivalent to 16 ounces of water. There's also an interactive website that I have found that previously, while I was playing around with the internet, called Water We Eat. It is an interactive infogram that goes through the water that is what goes into like what we eat. So some of what it states is that we eat 3,496 liters of water every day, and that our domestic consumption, which is like in the house, is 137 liters of water every day, with the biggest percentage of being like showers. It also states that in an industrial beef production system, it takes an average of 3 years before the animal is slaughtered to produce about 200 kilos of boneless beef. And during the 3 years, the cow consumes nearly 1,300 kilograms of grains, such as wheat, oat, barley, corn dry, and peas and other small grains, as well as 7,200 kilograms of refuges, which is pasture, dry hay, silage, and others. The production of all of those grains and refuges that the cow eats takes 3,060,000 liters, and in the 3 years, the cow will produce 24,000 liters of water plus 7,000 liters for servicing and slaughtering. It gives us a total of 3,091,000 liters of water for producing only 200 kilos of boneless beef. So that means to produce just 1 kilo of beef would be equivalent to 15,400 liters of water, which is equivalent to an 8 by 40 meter water wall if we were to put the water into 1 liter water bottles. The only other produced item that takes up more water per kilo of production would be coffee, which needs 18,900 liters of water per kilo produced compared to the 15,400 liters of water per kilo produced for cows. They also state some tips for us to try at the end of the infogram, which are to try and not eat meat for at least 1 day each week, which is kind of what you're supposed to do to balance your diet. To choose meat that says it's raised on grass, because those tend to be more organic, more environmentally friendly, and they use less water. And to not waste your food. So only buy or cook what you're going to eat. And if you're not, then try and find another way to use it so that we're not just throwing it and wasting it. If you're interested, I highly recommend that you take a view of the website. It is extremely informative. People presume water and energy are renewable and endless, but not always. As with conserving water, we should also conserve energy to not only save money, but protect the planet from greenhouse gases. I found a website called Conserve Energy Future, which lists 151 ways to save energy, which some of them are being. You can inspect windows and duct work for any air leakage. If you do feel air leaking at duct joints, use duct tape to seal them. Winterize windows with weather stripping for all movable parts and caulk for non-moving parts. Eliminating these leaks can reduce heating costs up to 10%. Use kitchen, bath, and other ventilating fans sparingly. Leaving them on too long will suck away a tremendous amount of household heat. Turn them off when their job is complete. Turn down your thermostat at night or when you're away for more than 4 hours during the day. Do not turn off your heating system entirely, as this may cause pipes to freeze. Turn off the stove or oven 5 to 10 minutes before cooking time is up and let trapped heat finish the cooking. You can also keep light bulbs dust-free. Dust on bulbs could be reducing your light output by 50%. Don't overcool. The ideal thermostat setting is between 75 degrees Fahrenheit and 78 degrees Fahrenheit. Every degree you raise your thermostat can result in a 5% savings on the cost of cooling your home. Regularly defrost your freezer. Frost buildup increases the amount of energy needed to keep the refrigerator at its proper temperature. Never allow frost to build up more than 1/4 of an inch. Scrape dishes and rinse with cold water before loading them into the dishwasher. Avoid using the dishwasher's pre-rinse cycle. Remember that it pays to invest in energy efficiency. In some cases, the money you save in energy costs can pay back the purchase price in just a few years. Wash clothes in warm or cold weather instead of hot weather. Rinse in cold water. This can save you about $50 per year. You also should pull the plug on battery chargers. Laptops, cell phones, and digital cameras always draw power if they're plugged in, even if you're not charging it. You should bring a reusable water bottle with you wherever you go. Packaged bottled water is a waste and highly inefficient in most of the developed world. You can also install effective automatic door closers. Doors can't save energy if they're not closed. Educate and encourage employees in your workspace to identify and implement energy savings. Dim, turn off, or remove lights near windows in the daytime in your workplaces. You can also use efficient task lighting where needed. When driving, avoid quick braking and starting as it decreases mileage. Don't run your car unnecessarily. Idling, which is also illegal in California, produces many pollutants and burns unnecessary fuel. There are way more ways than what I picked. I just picked some from each category, and you should research more if you're intrigued by what I've said so far. There are so many ways we can conserve energy, you just have to look them up. I also did a scholarship last year called Vampire Electricity, and I did it through Do Something organization. You can look that up and see all the environmental ones that they have. They have a lot. But they basically challenged us to turn off as much electricity as you can. Grab a few extra layers and blankets, and then take a picture to spread our awareness and to show how much electricity we were able to turn off. When I did it, we turned off the heaters, all the lights, the TV, etc. I then got into some comfy, cute pajamas and some blankets, and we got festive as this one was during the holidays, and they asked us to get a little festive with it. And then we snapped my picture to share with the rest of the do-gooders that were participating in this amazing scholarship. You should do things like this on much more occasions than just for scholarships and other opportunities that pop up, because turning off electricity when we do not need it saves a lot more energy than we think it does. I also wanted to go back and say that one tip for taking out your chargers for your laptops, computers, your digital cameras, I think that one's very important because I didn't really know that one, and if you keep them plugged in, they still waste energy. Like, they're still taking in it even if you're not charging anything, so it's sitting there wasting your energy and it's racking up your bills. Conservatism is not just a political slur, it is also an action word. Take action and conserve our natural resources so that they can be renewed for future purposes. Inform, inspire, and educate, and do not be afraid to get a little dirty. Every action that we do towards bettering the environment is better than nothing at all. As I previously said, when I went to WISE 2017, which is Washington Youth Summit on the Environment, as a delegate, it was in Washington, D.C., we had Mustafa Ali, which was a previous major EPA worker, come in and give us a speech. He stated that all of our voices are powerful and that any action that we take towards bettering the environment is better than no action at all, and he was right. So take some of these tips into heart and research more, because there's a lot more than the ones that I just said, and try and implement as many of them as you can. There's ones for your home, which is like kitchen. There's ones for your laundry room, your dishwasher, your bedrooms, etc. There's ones you can implement into schools for the bathroom or the lunch areas, and you can also implement them in your workplaces and even for your cars. Thank you for watching my video. If you do not mind, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe. And remember, please think before you waste a drink, because there is no Planet B.